Yo, what's going on, everybody? Los here, coming at you with another video, and this is my haul from C2E2. Yeah. So, if you want to know what I got, hop on that train, take a journey with me. Alright, so we're back, and like I said in the intro, I went to C2E2 this past weekend and had a great time. Got to meet some more members of the community. Finally got to meet BLC, which was awesome, Big Lion Cat. Never met him before, but cool dude. Awesome to meet Patrick for the first time. Met Bearded Comic Bro, so that was awesome. He was helping out at Artist Alley, so we got a chance to go over there. And I'm going to show some pictures, just going through the con, and some of the pictures of just the community that I was able to meet up with. Of course, I met Jimmy, the Geek Aficionado, which I'm going to get into that as well. But just had a great time. Also ran into Jeff, Golden Age Guru, and stuff like that. So it was just an awesome time to go there. I know it kind of sucked because the cons were split this year, right? So a lot of the community members, had to choose where they wanted to go because C2E2 and MegaCon down in Florida happened at the same time, right? And so, artists had to, decide where they were going. The community members had to decide where they were going. And I know down in Florida, MegaCon, there was a bunch of community members there, which it looked like they had a great time as well. And hopefully going forward, maybe next year, something like that, there's another big con that it's not at the same time, right? And hopefully we can all make it there, which would be pretty cool. So with that long-winded intro, like I said, I just wanted to say I had a great time, and I appreciate meeting the members of the community, which is always cool to kind of just expand on that, right? So I got there on Friday. I was gonna spend time with my brother, and he was out there for work already. We were planning on going to C2E2 only for Saturday, but I figured I'd get there a day early. We could just kind of hang out. And, speaking of Jimmy, Geek Aficionado, he reached out to me Friday morning, and he's like, hey, what you doing? You in town? I'm like, yeah, I got here this morning. And he was like, hey, I got an extra ticket. You want to come down? You can come to the show. So I'm like, yeah, it'd be awesome because I did have some signatures that I wanted to get done and some books to drop off at CGC. And as anybody knows, if you go to get some signatures or if you go to drop off some damn books CGC, it takes forever, right? You're going to be waiting in line, especially if you have very famous artists and creators, right? It's going to take a long time. Lines are usually very long. You have to wait for the witness and all that stuff. So it's kind of a pain in the ass. So it'd be nice to get all that out of the way so that Saturday I could just go do some hunting. And that's what I was able to do. So on the first day, I really didn't do much. It was mostly waiting in line, dropping off stuff to CGC, and that, was pretty much it. But the one thing I did get a chance to do is, like I said, I dropped off, I got a signature from Jenny Frizen. So I got my Astonishing Ant-Man number 10 variant signed by her, which is awesome. So that's at CGC now, hopefully. And I was able to get my Venom, What If Venom Possessed Deadpool number 1 by Scotty Young. So I got those two signed, which was awesome. Dropped those off, and a couple other books that I just did an express drop off. The only book really that I picked up on Friday was a trade that me and Jimmy did. And if you see my IG post, you will see that I basically traded boobs for legs. And so that book was Zatanna number 16. This is the Adam Hughes cover, and just an awesome cover. Didn't really feel like spending the eBay prices. And, this is an amazing book, great condition. And I traded a book that I had a double of. So, it worked out. He wanted it. I got this. So we traded that. So that was pretty cool. And that was pretty much it. I think I got again, if you see my IG post, I don't think I have it on me here. But I basically got an art print, and it was signed by Jenny Frison, and it was the Nightmare Country #1. And it was the variant cover that she did with Death on the cover. She's holding the skull. I don't have that book. Yeah. Sorry for the interruption, but I had to come back because I happened to find the art print. So here's the art print that I got. So that's what I was talking about right there. So, and she signed it down here, Jenny Frison. So definitely happy to have this one, man. Like I said, don't have the book, but I got the art print. But I'm looking out for that book. So stay tuned for that because I got my eye on one. So we'll see if I get that. All right. And now back to the regular schedule programming. But, I was like, I'll get the art print. And for $20, why not? So like I said, I don't know where I put that at. Maybe I just left it in my bag or something. But the next day, so that was pretty much it, right? I just hung out with Jimmy, did that, and then went back home and went back to the hotel and just kind of chilled for a little bit. But it was an awesome day, very cool. And the next day was kind of like my big day to go hunting, right? So we get there, me and my brother go in, and we found the booth. And I'm sorry if I don't remember like all the booth names and stuff because I was just kind of running around and some of it was just a blur. But the first booth that I went to, they had a bunch of dollar books, and I was able to pick up We Stand On Guard, #1, #2, #3, #4, 5, and 6. So I was able to get the whole run for $6, right? You can't beat that when you get a whole run, especially of a book that potentially could be something, right? You never know with a lot of these indie titles. Sometimes they get optioned or whatever, so you never know, right? And it's nice to get a whole run for $1, right? And the next book I got there was I just like this because I want to say it's a variant cover, but it might just be a regular cover. But it was Extermination #4, and it's a cover by Mark Brooks, and it is an homage to, I believe, X-Men 137. All right, so when it's Cyclops and Jean Grey on the cover. So for $1, I was like, you know what? And I love Mark Brooks, so I was like, yeah. I found another dealer who had a bunch of like dollar bin boxes, and I found this Gen 13, and it's from Wildstorm. And it's issue number 0. So I was like, pretty cool cover. You never know, right? And Chris Claremont written. So I'm like, yeah. And then I found this guy. So Free Comic Book Day Secret Wars #0. And, obviously right now with Secret Wars, Secret Invasion, anything like that, it's kind of hot. So if you could find anything with that, I'd say jump on it. Found another dealer. And like I said, there was some good deals I had. There was definitely some good pickups. I saw a couple of other IG posts where people were finding some nice, like hard to find variant covers, and they were finding some good deals out there. So there were deals to be had. That's one thing I can't say that I've seen very often at a lot of cons. A lot of the cons are overpriced books and stuff like that. And this time, there was definitely deals to be had. If you were willing to do some digging, you found some gold in them boxes. There was another guy who had some $5 bins and stuff like that, and he had this guy right here, Alpha Flight number 33, First Lady Death Strike. So got that for $5, and then lo and behold, there was another one. So I was like, you know what? I'll pick up both of them. They were actually really good covers, and he actually has them in pretty good, they were in pretty good backboards there, and it was like almost full back. So I was like, okay, sure, it was almost worth it. And the last dealer is where I got the bulk of my raw books. He had some great stuff, great pricing, and like I said, you do some digging, you find some boxes, and there was some gold in there. And so the first book I found was Sonic the Hedgehog, #10, and I believe this is the cover B. And yeah, if you guys don't know, be sleeping on these comics. I know James at Mint on the Comics is always talking about like Sonics, and I know So Mark Spector Comics is also talking about Sonic. Listen, some of these Sonic books, they hit. So if you find some of them, at a good price, definitely snatch them up. This is another one that I found, and it's Sonic, but this is the Archie series. It's number 84. I believe there was only like just over 5,000 copies of these ordered. So some of these later run like Archie ones, they hit pretty good. So, check these out. You look on eBay and you see some of these crazy prices, man. So definitely check those out. We got this one. I just thought it was pretty cool because it's like a nice little, hip hop cover. And this was X-Men 92, number 1. The cool hip hop cover. I thought it was just dope. Like, I love that style. So I'm like, yeah, that was pretty cool. Found this guy. So Spider-Gwen number 19. Sorry for the big sticker there, but Spider-Gwen 19. So this is the first Spider-Gwenum, I guess, if you want to call it. But, $4.50? Yeah. Like I said, these were all just in, just their back issue regular bins. Nova number 11. So this is the first meeting between Sam Alexander and Richard Rider. So the two Novas. And I know this book was hot for a little while. It kind of cooled down a little bit, but, if that ever happens in the MCU, that book is going to go shooting up again. This was a cool find. This was Secret Wars number 4, the second print. This is that Virgin variant by Alex Ross. And, you can kind of see what these are going for on eBay right now. So, yeah. And, $4.50. Yeah, I scooped that up real quick. Here's another one that you don't really find too often. And when you do, the price is kind of, spiking on this one. Secret Wars, Secret Love number 1, right? But, if you see right up there, they have it marked down. But over here, you can kind of see that 2 right there. Yeah, that's a second print. So, the second print of this book, and it has it up here written as well, that's the one that's the real one that's pricey. So the first print is probably like a maybe $10 book, something like that. The second print, you can look that up and see how much those are going for. And the last book that I found in this spot, this is a book that I've been looking for a long time. You look on eBay, good luck trying to find this thing on eBay. I think there's one that's like listed that's sold already. It's already, so it was like a 9.6 or something like that. And I think I saw one sold on like Macari or something, months before. Never seen it again. Nobody has it listed. It's nowhere, right? So when you talk about like ghost variants, this is one, in my opinion anyway. And the minute I saw the top, just the title, I knew it was this book. And this is X-Men number 9. Oh, X-Men number 19, right? And this is the 150 variant cover. And it's the homage to FF1. And this is, hopefully I can pronounce his name correctly. I'm pretty sure I'm going to butcher the hell out of it. But it's Lil Yu. I'm pretty sure I butchered the hell out of his name. I apologize. I'll put it somewhere here so you can see. But yeah, you can't find this anywhere. It's not in like the greatest shape, but all the damage to it looks like it can at least be pressed out. Now, is it going to be 9.8? Absolutely not. I mean, there's a color breaking take here or whatever. But, pressing everything else out, even if I could get this thing to a 9.4, I don't care. It was $6 for a book that you cannot find. I'm sorry. You look for this book, and it's going to be tough to find. And this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. This might be one that, honestly, I might clean and press it and try to get it signed because that artist is actually going to be at WickedCon. So, maybe. So that was my find in that spot. Sorry if I didn't know the name of the spot because he had some deals. My brother found some good books there as well. So there was definitely a lot of good books to be had at that spot. And the last two were some slabs. So the story with these is, so Jimmy helped me out to facilitate a trade that I did. All right, so went over to a dealer and I had 3 slabs on me and I was willing to trade these 3 slabs. They're modern slabs, for a big boy book, right? I was kind of looking for a big boy book and I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me see if I can trade for one. So Jimmy had worked with this guy previous day. I think on Friday he kind of worked with him. So he built up a kind of a rapport. So he told me, hey, let's go to this guy. He might, be able to deal. So I'm like, all right. So we go over there, and it was, let me get this right, Painted Visions Comics, right? So that was there's his card. I'll try to put, if he has a link or anything like that, I'll try to put it down below. But I'll put the name of his store downstairs, down in the comment, or down in the description. Sorry. But yeah, so I went over there. I had 3 slabs. Basically, I had a Something's Killing Children #3 second print 9/8, CGC 9/8. I had a Savage She-Hulk #1 CBCS 9/8, and I had an NYX4, a second X23 Laura Kinney in a 9/8 CBCS. Right, so I was willing to trade that for a bigger book. I had them listed for sale, something like that, and I caught one of the big books that I caught my eye is I'm trying to collect more minority character first appearances, right? So I was able to make something happen, and it was a little lopsided on the trade from my end. For my books, I felt like they were a little more in value, so I asked, can you do a little kicker, right? Can you throw a little something in there, right? He's like, yeah, I'm willing to, throw something else in there if you can find something. So one of the books that I found to throw in as a kicker was this guy right here. So Teen Titans #12, 9.6, and this was, obviously the first Batman Who Laughs. So I have a raw copy, but, when you can always get a nice high-grade 9.6 of this book, I was like, hell yeah. So this was the kicker. This was, the throw-in, right? So the big book in question that I picked up was a book that I've never owned before. And like I said, I'm trying to pick up some bigger books. And I believe this is a bigger book. It's a significant character in the MCU. And like I said, I'm trying to get more minority characters, right? Black characters, Hispanic characters, Asian characters, just picking up more minority characters, right? And so the book in question is FF 52 at a 5.0 First Black Panther. He had some other copies. He had lesser copies. He had a 3.5 and a 4.5. But he was saying if you're willing to trade all 3 books, I'll give you the higher copy and then throw in a kicker. So, I think it was a pretty good deal. Like I said, the significance of this book I felt far exceeded the books that I traded for, even though the value, still was a little lopsided in his favor, but that's all right. I feel like, the Savage She-Hulk, getting that in a raw copy right now, I'm pretty sure you could find it for damn near nothing. The book just plummeted after the show. The NYX4, it was a second appearance. I have her first appearance of X23, so I wasn't, too concerned about letting that go. And, the other book, that was kind of a little a little hesitancy was the Something's Killing Children 3 second print. That's a little harder book to find. I like the cover, but the significance of the art of that book compared to the significance of this book, it couldn't be matched, right? And I feel trading a modern book for a Silver Age, blue chip key, at a nice 5.0 grade, is it worth cracking in and cleaning, pressing, and trying to resubmit it? Probably not. There's a little, piece taken out over here. There's definitely a lot of foxing and stuff in the back, as you can see. Could I send it to somebody and maybe try to get that lightened up? And, could it possibly, the spine looks actually pretty good. There's the definitely Marvel chipping on the top. But, is it worth it? Maybe, and, in the long run. Could it bump up to a 5.5, maybe a 6.0 if you clean all that stain, the foxing up? Maybe, right? But I'm happy the way it is. It presents amazing, and I'm super happy to add this book to the collection. So yeah, that was my haul from C2E2. Like I said, I had a great time. Thank you, Jimmy. I definitely appreciate everything you did for me, from getting me the extra ticket on Friday to helping me facilitate this trade. I definitely appreciate it. I thank you for your wisdom and you know, just helping me broker that deal. So definitely appreciate it, man. You know, Patrick, Bearded Comic Bro, Cole, you know, thanks guys. You know, awesome to meet you guys, man. And you know, hopefully we can do this again. Hopefully there's another con that we can all kind of meet up. And yeah, so like I said, had a great time. And let me know what, you know, if you guys think that was a good trade, you know, for this and this guy, for what I just told you I traded for. Right? So, you know, let me know. And then, you know, what do you think? What was your favorite book that I picked up from the con? All right? Just leave it in the comments below. Let's chat it up. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.